All right. So today we're going to be talking a lot about what a heat map is and different pitches that we see, right? How many pitches? We're looking at that strike fraction. So I know someone asked what a heat map is. This is a heat map. Based on this, or maybe if you have some prior knowledge, if you know what it is, can anyone tell me what a heat map is? Does anyone have a guess? Yeah, Karan?
Thermal vision.
Thermal vision, so that's kind of where we get the term heat map from, right? It's not super based on actual thermal vision, but we'll clarify what it means. I like where you're at.
So it's like the bad box. It's like we maybe hit it.
Okay.
That can be a bad box.
All right. So what do you mean by you maybe hit it?
It's like right here, the red spots. It's like that can be like your dominant spot. That's when you hit.
Okay.
Of them.
All right. So we're looking specifically at pitches. We're not looking at hits. Okay. Do you want to add on to that? Or you want help from a friend? Karan, you want to build on?
This shows like this shows how many pitches were made or how far the pitch line was.
So how many pitches were made? And you said how far it was?
Yeah, or how fast.
How fast? So it's not focused on how fast it is. Lonnie, did you have something to add? Hold on, I should only hear Lonnie's voice. Heat. You're on the right. You're sort of on the right track. It doesn't have specifically to do with temperature. Chiron?
I know. I think a heat map is. I think a heat map is how far you hit the ball.
Not quite. This is focused on pitches. All right, we'll have one more guess before we build on our definition.
A heat map
I should only hear Michael's voice. Go ahead.
A heat map is like when it's like how they throw the ball.
How what?
They throw the ball like a big fastball, small curveball. I know.
So, all right, one final. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, it's like that's like that's when you mainly throw.
Where he throws? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where the pitcher throws, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the heat map. You have a lot of good guesses in here, right? So it's not showing how fast the ball is or what kind of pitch it is. It's where the pitch is thrown, right?
Yeah.
So Michael, what does a heat map show? Where the pitch is thrown. That's right. Where the pitch is thrown. There we go. All right. So if we look at this, this is from the catcher's perspective, right? So if we look at the top of our sheet, right up here, it says from the catcher's POV, the catcher's point of view. So this is all these pitches is where the pitches were thrown, right? That's what our heat map shows. So does anyone have an idea of what this smaller box inside is? Yeah, Theo? Where they're supposed to throw? Can someone build on that? Yeah, Paul? The strike zone, right? So Theo, what is this?
The strike zone.
The strike zone, that's right. So I'm just going to outline this in red just so we can kind of see it a little bit better. So that's where they want to throw, right? So looking at this, before we get into the strike zone, how can we tell how many pitches were thrown?
Numbers.
I'm looking for some more quiet hands. Yeah, Lonnie? You add what? So we don't have any fractions up here, but you're onto something. What are we adding? The number. We're not working with fractions yet, but which numbers are we adding? So if we're looking at each individual number, we're going to add all these up, right? So within our heat map, each of these squares, which is kind of hard to see some of them because they're the same color, but each of these squares is where the ball was thrown, right? So how many times did the pitcher throw it in this box right here? Once. Okay. What about over here?
4.
Okay. And here?
7.
All right, so we kind of get that each box, it represents a small space where the pitch was thrown, right? So Lonnie was onto it. How are we going to figure out how many pitches were thrown? Yeah, Paul?
You gotta count, like, this is, you gotta count all the boxes. Like,
Okay.
9, 2, 1.
So you're going to count them. What are you going to do with the numbers?
You gotta add them up on.
Add them together? All right, Michael, so what are we doing? How are we figuring out how many pitches were thrown? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Sit up. I heard him.
What?
You're sitting upside down. It's going to make you more dizzy. All right. So Tyrell, how are we figuring out how many pitches were thrown?
Add up all the top numbers of.
Michael, go to the bathroom. You got 4 minutes. Then go see Coach Zach. All right. I'm sorry, Tyrell.
I said, like, you can add up all the top numbers.
Just the top ones, or oh, you mean top in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're adding up all these top numbers. So what we're gonna do is on your worksheet. The first question asks you how many total pitches did Max Scherzer throw? Because this heat map is specifically for Max Scherzer. So, can I have one more person who I haven't heard from? Ronell, how are we going to figure out the total number of pitches he threw? You don't know? Theo, can you tell Ronell how we're going to figure out how many pitches he threw?
You gotta add all the top numbers in the boxes up.
Okay, so Ronell, how are we going to do it? Add up all the top numbers. All right. So what you're going to do is look at your worksheet, and I want you to go ahead and do that. We have about 2 minutes. So again, you're adding up all these top numbers, not the percentages, but just the top numbers. So we're going to go and work on that quietly for 2 minutes while we're doing all that addition. And then just give me a thumbs up whenever you have your number.
What we want to do? Add all this together?
Yep. Adding up all the top numbers, right? Yeah, you can, but also you should have a blank. This is the back side blank. You need to use your notebook or scratch paper. So if you need scratch paper to add all those up, which you probably will, you can use the back side of that worksheet or just paper in your notebook. Do you have a question, Jermaine? Let's get started. You need to set up and everything else. All the way up. Why are you like that? What kind of water is that you can come read? Huh? What for your mom? Did you add up all these? Look at here, every single one. Yeah, you're a little bit off. I think you might have just missed one of the numbers. What's that? Yeah, even the red ones, right? So we're looking for the total number of pitches thrown. So you're going to add up all these numbers. Okay, and how we finding out the total number of pitches? Adding them. Okay, so let's go and get started. Looking for a thumbs up when you're all finished with that.
should, after you add up everything, you should have a number that is greater than 200. And I put a calculator at everyone's group so that you can check your work. If you're adding them by hand, something that might help is that if you don't do a long line of adding the numbers, you can add this column up together first, this column, so on and so forth.
Can I see some thumbs up if people are done? Is that the right answer? So thumbs up if you've got it, thumbs down if you need some more time. I think you can see a couple thumbs down. So we'll give you a couple more minutes. Take about 30 more seconds. If you don't finish, that's fine. We're going to go over this together, and then you'll have an opportunity to work on some of your own. So we'll go and move on. 20 more seconds. Michael, go ahead and sit up. Michael, I need you to sit up. Okay, well, laying on your stomach upside down so it'll make you feel any better. Do you have a question about it? All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over this. All right. So, can I have one person tell me how we would calculate the total number of pitches? Yeah, Theo?
Like,
Add them all up together.
Add them all up together, right? So one way, yeah, Paul, you want to build on that?
Yeah. Well, he just said it.
Okay. Add them up all together, right? So one way, the way I did it is I did it by adding up all the numbers in the column and then adding those numbers together. So if I add all these up, so 9 plus 11 plus 6 plus 4 plus 30, do you have
60.
60, right? So Michael, how many are in this first column? 60. That's right. All right, so I would add all these up and I would get 60 down here. So that's how many pitches he threw on this side. And then this second column right here, I would add these up. Does someone do it that way and get a similar answer? Yeah, Theo?
41.
41. Michael. Michael. I need you to have a seat. Okay. Still need you in the seat. All right, so we've got 60 and 41. Paul, did you have this third column?
I didn't do it that way. I did it.
You did it that way? Okay. So can I have someone who did? I appreciate you doing it a different way. We can go over that in a second. Who said that? 56? That's right. So Paul, what was it, that answer in this column that they just shared?
56.
56, that's right. All right. What about this column right here? Yeah, Tyrell?
46.
46. Jermaine, how many were in this column? So Tyrell, go and help him out.
46.
Jermaine, how many was it? 46, that's right. Let's make sure we're paying attention. Our classmates are giving us the answers. And then what about this last column?
32.
Yeah, right now? 32? That's right. So yeah, we've got all the totals down there from these columns. Another way you could have done it, Paul, what's another way you could have done it?
Vertical.
Horizontal, so what would you have done?
9 plus 2 plus 1.
That's right, plus 0 plus 0. And then you would have put the total and then the same thing across, right? Very good. All right, so when we add up all these numbers, or if we did it the other way, all the numbers we'd have over here, can someone, a quiet hand, tell me how many they got? Looking for someone I haven't heard. Yeah, Corey?
134.
134, you're a little off. 234, you're real close. Tariq? 235 is the total, right? So you might want to double check your math. So, what does 235 represent? Corey?
Oh, the total of Max
Scherzer?
number of pitches.
The number of pitches, right? So we should have our voices off. So this is the number we should have gotten, right? That's the total number of pitches. Karan, do you have something to add? So you might have messed up your math a little bit. That's all right. What? Boys, let's quiet down. Hold on, we're getting there. So, I'll wait till I have all voices off. So the next thing we're going to look at is how many strikes were thrown. So if he threw 235 pitches, how many of those pitches were strikes? So how can we figure out how many pitches were strikes of those ones he threw? Looking for a nice quiet hand. Yeah, Theo. So I'm not looking for a number. I'm just looking for how we can figure out. You do what now?
You add up the numbers in the strike zone.
You add up the numbers in the strike zone. So Karan, how are we figuring out how many strikes were thrown?
We look at the percentage, right?
We're not looking at the percentage, no.
The top number.
The top number, but where on the heat map are we looking? If we're
In the box.
in the box. And can someone build on what's this box?
The strike zone.
Looking for a quiet hand. I like looking at it. Yeah, Karan.
Strike zone.
Strike zone, right? So if we're trying to figure out how many strikes were thrown, we're looking specifically at the strike zone. And we're going to do what?
Add them all up.
Add them all up. That's right. So Zion, what are we going to do to figure out how many strikes were thrown? what are we going to do to figure out how many strikes we're through?
By adding up the stripes in the little box.
Yep. And what's this box called? Do you remember? We measured them for ourselves a couple weeks ago. Can someone help them out? Lonnie? What's this box called? That's right. So Zion, what's it called? Strike zone, that's right. So now what you're going to do is, looking at your paper, you're going to add up all the pitches that were in the strike zone to figure out how many total pitches Max Scherzer threw. So once you guys just give me a thumbs up. I know a couple of you already added it up before we got started. All right. So. This is the top number, starting with 2. This in that little box. Good job. Do you have a question, Jermaine? Yep. How's that on the answer? So if you have the answer, just go and keep it to yourself for a second. We're going to be going over this in a moment. Quick. Make sure you use your signals. We got 3 minutes down. We'll see. I need you to make sure you're staying on that. Okay. So we calculated how many pitches. How did we do that? So how many pitches did he throw? So we add up all the numbers. Okay, so now we're on the second. So how can we figure out 235? How did we get that number? So we added up all the pitches, right? So how would we find out how many strikes? So we know we threw 235 pitches. How many of those were strikes? How do we figure that number out? That's some of it. This whole box right here, what's this? Strike zone. So all the pitches that were thrown in the strike zone are strikes. So how are we going to figure out the total number of strikes?
Coach Mike, I was right.
Boys, if we're finished, just go ahead and keep quiet. We're not talking about popcorn chicken. Alright. So we're trying to figure out how many strikes. How are we going to do that? What are we going to do with all these numbers? Okay, so go ahead and get started adding up all these numbers, right? Go ahead and put pencil and paper and get started. If you don't add it up correctly, that's okay. I just want you to get started trying it out. All right, we'll take about 30 more seconds for folks to add those up. You can use your scratch paper on the back, or you can use your notebook. Just do that until you have an all nine numbers. All right. So, someone I haven't heard from? Let's go and put the calculator down. So how many strikes were thrown, Corey?
9.
What?
9.
59?
Do we agree or disagree?
Yeah,
with
can I
that?
get a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree, thumbs sideways if you're unsure. I'll wait for a couple more thumbs. Alright, if you're unsure. Alright. So let's go ahead and add those up. So how'd you get that number, Corey? How'd you get the number 59?
I added 7. I added 7 plus 8. 7.
What?
7 plus 8 plus 7.
7 plus 3.
That is.
Alright, so just tell me, you don't have to give me the specific numbers, but how'd you find that number 59?
Oh, I added all the numbers, strike zone numbers.
All the numbers in the strike zone, right?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, Tyrell?
I did the same thing, but I did it different.
Hold on, I should only hear Tyrell's voice.
I got the same answer.
I'll wait. I'm waiting till everyone's sitting down in their seat.
It's like jail looking at. They're like, they know I'm Kevin Casey.
Corey, that's enough. Let's stay focused. Boys. Michael, in your seat. Michael. Corey, have a seat. Jermaine, have a seat. Jermaine, throw it in the trash. Karan, that's enough. Zion, find your seat, please.
Can I share it though?
Once we're all seated and focused, Tara's going to share what he wanted to share. Go ahead. Michael, in your seat.
I was going to say I got the same answer, just that I added across 2 different levels. Like I added from the first row to the second row to the third row, then I just added it straight down.
Okay, so you added them up and got your total over here and added down?
Yes.
And then some other people added down? Karan?
I did like rows in the bottom. But I just put like, see, I put like 7, 3, 2, 8, 11, 4, 7, 10.
Okay, so you just took all the numbers and added them up, right? So we got 59, right? Michael. Alright. So what does this number 59 represent, Kyron?
Oh, number 59 represents how many pitches landed inside the strike zone.
How many pitches landed inside the strike zone, right? And then, Tariq, what does 235 represent?
It represents how much is wrong.
What's that?
It represents how many pitches he thrown.
Right, so how many pitches he threw is 235, and how many pitches in the strike zone he threw was 59. So again, we're looking to find the strike fraction. So can I get a quiet hand to tell me how they think they might find the strike fraction? Yeah, Paul Anthony?
So the numerator is 59 and the denominator is 835.
The numerator is 59.
But pause. That's not telling us how we find the strike fraction. That's telling us what the strike fraction is, but how did you get that?
Because I knew that he had 59 strikes out of 235 pitches.
Alright,
Good.
very good. Alright, so Theo, how do you find the strike fraction?
You know how many strikes you got.
Right.
And you strike zone, and then so the pitches he threw.
Alright, very good. So, now what I want you to figure out is how many balls were thrown. So if it's outside of the strike zone, it's a ball, right? So what's one way? Can someone tell me how they might figure out how many balls were thrown? Yeah, Theo?
You go all around.
You go all around and do what?
Add them all up.
You add them all up. So that's one way to do it, right? You can add up all the balls, all the pitches that were outside the strike zone. There's another way to do it, Paul. Yeah?
By subtracting 235 from, it's 59 from 235.
And what does that do?
And that subtracts. And then gets you the amount of balls out of 235 pitches.
All right, and why does that work for us? So if we know this is the total amount of pitches and this is the amount of strikes, how do we get the amount of balls from that?
By subtracting 235.
So you would do 235 minus 59?
Yes.
Okay. And why does that show us how many balls are thrown?
Because we know that he threw 59 strikes and the other one had his balls because he threw 235.
That's right. So we know he threw 59 strikes, but 235 total pitches. So if they weren't strikes, they were balls, right? Good job. All right. So now I want you to go ahead and figure that out. How many balls were thrown? Do you have an answer or you have a question? Okay, if you have the answer, just hold on to it for a second. Okay. Hold on. I'll hold off on that for a second. How'd you get this?
What fraction of the pitches are balls, honey? What fraction of the pitches are balls? What number? How do we figure that out? So we know what the strike fraction is, but how do we figure out what fraction of the pitches were balls? Red. Sorry, are you just listening to anything else we're talking about? We just went through how we figure that out.
Add them up. That's right. So go ahead and add up those three numbers and tell me what you get. Yeah. I'll let you know when you can go. Okay. Just hold on to it. Can someone tell him what we're supposed to be adding up? So how many of these pitches were inside the strike zone? How many pitches were inside the strike zone? I want you to add up all these numbers. Write down all these numbers. Have a seat. Round down, that's enough. Yeah, add it to 8. And then once you do that, add it up. Once you get that, add this one. Alright. Alright, so I know a few people are still adding up. Y'all have a chance to finish. Hold on, guys. Alright. So we already figured out how many strikes were thrown. How many balls were thrown is what we're looking at now. Yeah, Paul? 176. And how did you get that number? Alright. And can you remind us how that helps us find the balls?
because you do 59 strikes and there are 179 pitches left.
Okay. Right, so Paul's saying he threw 59 strikes, and you need 176 in order to get to the total number. Yeah, I caught it after I said that last. All right, did anyone get a different number, or is there any confusion about that? Yeah, Theo?
I had 174 and I got 176.
Okay, I like to hear that. So if you didn't hear Theo, because the volume's getting a little loud, I'll wait. So, go ahead. All right. So Theo said he got 174, but noticed his mistake and corrected it. That's what I like to hear. So, what we're going to do is if you look at the other handout you should have, do you all have this handout?
Yes. Also, back to
So what we're going to be doing shortly is looking at a different picture, and we're going to fill out the same amount of information for a different picture, all right? So what I want you to do is go ahead and open up your Chromebooks.
what's today? It is May 18, 19, 20. Today is 20.
All right, so what you're going to do is once you're in your Chromebook, open up Chrome window if you don't have it yet. And you're going to type in this URL. So can I get someone up at this front table to read this out? So I should only hear Kyron's voice because he's going to read out what this URL is. Go ahead.
Pitch tracking.
No, not this part. The part in the box up here.
Oh, www.brooksbaseball.net.
All right. Corey, can you repeat what Kyron just said?
He created www.brooksbaseball.net.
Perfect. So in your browser, you should type in www.brooksbaseball.net. So just give me a thumbs up once you're there. Give me just a hand if you... Give me a thumbs up if you're there, a thumbs down if you're having trouble getting there. Got a thumbs up. What?
Oh. Somebody got started.
www.brooksbaseball.net.
Alright, can I just get another thumbs up if you got it, thumbs down if you need help? Is that a thumbs up, Tara? That table's good. How's this table good? Thumbs up if you got it, thumbs down if you need help. Alright. Corey, you good?
Yep.
Alright. So once you're here, you're going to click up at the top where it says player cards. You're going to click on that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look for a different picture. So what you're going to do is if you're going to think of a picture. So I just heard Ryan Zimmerman. So I would type up here where it says player search. I would type in Ryan Zimmerman. All right. So Ryan Zimmerman's not a pitcher. You're probably thinking of Jordan Zimmerman.
Jordan Zimmerman, yeah. I said Ryan Zimmerman.
That's all right. So once I see Jordan Zimmerman, I'm going to click on it, and it's going to give me the option to look at his hitter card or his pitcher card. We're looking at his pitcher card. All right. So can I just get a thumbs up once you get to this page? We'll do other pictures in a second. This is just an example to show you how to navigate the website.
I get it. His slider is the 88.
We should still be.
Like,
It says page not available.
Alright, I'll be with you in just a second.
So, 87 miles per hour.
So we're doing pictures only.
I need everyone's eyes and hands off the computers and up here. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Tyrell. So an easy way to, if you go back to this page and you click on player cards, this will give you the picture player card. So you can click on Jacob DeGrom and hit his picture card. We're only looking at pictures, okay? We're only looking at pictures specifically. Okay? An easy way is from the home page, from this page, once you type it in, if you click on player's cards, and then click on a player, and then always select pitch card. You are not selecting hitter card, okay?
What?
Yes. And when you guys, so everyone go back to this page right here. Everyone go back to this page. Karan, go back to this page.